What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning and welcome to Monday. It is Monday. It is August the 8th. What a great day. Y'all check out the numbers for today. Sorry, I'm going to change my lighting here a little bit. 8/8/22. If you're into repeating numbers, this is a fantastic day. And depending on what kind of books you read or where you are, this is a really, really cool day to kind of open up some things and walk through a couple of doors and do some cool stuff today. So I'm hoping that this is not going to be a regular Monday for you. I hope you're looking forward to having a fantastic Monday. So good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Jolie. Good to see you guys. I'm hoping for knowing there's gonna be a big crowd. Good morning, Carrie. I think we've got some cool things going on right now. I think in the company, I believe that we are personally, professionally moving to some pretty cool places. And I believe that from my core, just because there's so many challenges that are presenting themselves. Let me see here. This lighting correct. There's so many challenges that are presenting themselves right now, and just little things, not anything really huge. Good morning, AD. But there's some challenges that are presenting themselves that are making me believe that there are some really awesome things coming. So super excited about that. I'm just trying to get some adjustments done here. Hang on one second. Certainly, let's see. There we go. Hopefully I'm not too big in the picture. There we go. Good morning, Alex. Happy Monday. Getting the kids off to school, I'm sure. Getting all the eggs cooked and the toast toasted, and everybody out the door to a wonderful day. I'm telling you. So I got up at 4:45. I think I told y'all last week. Good morning, MT. It's like y'all had a great weekend there at the Madison Night Out. Really, that's cool that you guys go do that and spend time together as a group and a kind of a work family. That's super, super cool to watch all you guys together, watch all the kiddos together. That's really cool, really sweet, really awesome. So hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Everybody, hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. We were busy here, obviously trying to get some things done. I'm trying to make this so y'all can see the sunrise as it comes up over the lake back there. That'll be a pretty cool deal. We worked hard this weekend, got some things done, got to see Logan and Maggie and Halson, of course, and they got to spend some time over here, which is always awesome. Lainey came down, so came up, I suppose. We're up from Atlanta. So Lainey came up with her boyfriend, and we just had a house full this weekend. So we had a great weekend. Didn't get much real estate work done, but we got a lot of other work done. So dream plan do, right? Dream plan do. Well, man, let's get rolling. I know I want to make sure that I was kind of thinking, I think I told y'all on Friday that I was going to get up at 4:45 to have that extra 15 minutes so I'm not rushing to the call. Good morning, Vanessa. Look at Vanessa, got her face up there and her name up there. That I was going to get up at 4:45 so I wasn't rushing to the call. And I actually did get up at 4:45, got right out of bed and got downstairs. But man, there's just so much that I want to do in the mornings. There's so many things that I want to do in the mornings. Is I still haven't been able to get the exercise piece in there yet, but I'm working on that. I'll get that figured out because I've got to get some exercise done to make sure that I'm actually getting my day off to the right start. I'm just not sure how that happens yet. So good morning, Facebook user. It's either Millie or it is Millie. Good morning, Millie. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend. Y'all, there's cool stuff happening, man. There's stuff that's kind of swirling around up there, out there in the ethers that's waiting for me to kind of be in the position and get in the right spot so it can be attracted, so that magnet can happen and we can bring it into our lives. I mean, I just truly believe that you guys are working really hard. Doing little things, doing those small things over and over again, doing the work consistently over and over again. You guys are working there. So I just want to encourage y'all to stay focused, stay plugged in, stay dedicated to doing those small things. Stay focused on doing the small things over and over again. Jolie, I'm going to speak to you because Vanessa, I'm going to speak to you. Some of the Anthony, speak to you. I love it. Um, Today's about to be an awesome day, y'all. That's what Millie said, and I absolutely believe that 100%. Um, I don't. There's just a feeling again that Vanessa, Jolie, Anthony, a lot of our newer agents, Mason, Jamal, some of these newer agents that are joining us. We just had Laren Walker. Y'all, some of you guys met her in Madison the other day. She's just joined. So we are starting to get an influx of I got chills right now thinking about this of new agents who are replacing the ones that we left, but the new ones that we're getting have got this hunger, have got this drive, have got this thing that maybe some of the other agents that left us didn't have. And I'm super excited to watch you guys take Vanessa. Jolie's already kind of moving in that direction, but the reason I mentioned Jolie and Vanessa, I want to encourage y'all because you've had your license for a little while, and I'm going to encourage you just to keep doing the small things that you're doing. Keep doing those things that you're doing every single day. This, unfortunately, is not the business where you do it one day and you see the results in the afternoon, right? If I look next door at the construction site, the house they're building next door, it starts off with a big pile of dirt and a blank spot on the ground. And then after about 9 or 10 hours in that day, there's progress made. The big pile of dirt is lower. There's less dirt in the pile. And on that blank spot of ground, we now have a footer dug, or we have basement walls built. And there's visual proof that the effort that they put in today has resulted in something. And so in this business and in life, a lot of times we don't get that visual proof. You don't get that visual proof that what you're telling your kids, what you're telling yourself, what you're doing every day on a daily basis, you don't have that visual representation that it's working. Right? You don't get up every day and at the end of the day when you go home, you go, that I put a lot of work in today. I've done this. This is a business and this is a life where you have to plant those seeds. You have to do those things. You got to run those miles. You got to eat the right things. You got to read the right books. You got to call the right people. You got to build that dirty dozen. You got to do all those things over and over and over again. And it may be months before you see the results. So I'm going to encourage Jolie. If you're struggling, Anthony, if you're struggling, Carrie, if you're struggling, Michelle, if you're struggling with seeing the results you want to see, if you're struggling with having that visual representation of what you're doing is actually working, if you're struggling with that, I'm just going to tell you right now, just keep digging. Just keep pushing. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay? Keep that shovel in the ground. Y'all heard the story about 3 feet from gold where the guy quit and he was that far from reaching one of the biggest gold deposits in the gold rush. He was 3 feet away, 36 inches away. If he would have dug 36 more inches, just 36 inches, if he'd have dug 3 more feet, he'd have hit one of the largest gold veins in United States history. If that's not a reminder to you to not quit, if that's not a reminder to you to not stop, if that's not a reminder to you that no matter how hard it gets, keep going, stay focused, stay plugged in, stay in the fight, I don't know what it is. So the word that I had today on this call was monomaniacal. Monomaniacal. Some of you that are reading, some of you, good morning, Teal. Some of you, and I thought, Teal, I thought about you this morning. I want you, I don't know why you came to my mind today, but you did, and I'll try to figure out why. But you crossed my mind this morning as I was going through my affirmations and reading this morning. And I don't know why, but I'm glad you're here. Good morning. Monomaniacal. Some of you that are reading, I've never heard that word until I started reading this new book, The 5 a.m. Club. I've heard the word maniacal. We all know what that means, right? Give me y'all's definition. Somebody type in the comment box your definition of maniacal. I'm waiting. I've got to get some music. I've got to get a little thing that does the Jeopardy music. I've got to. Somebody type in there real quick what your definition of maniacal is. Come on, y'all. Type. Quick, quick, quick. Be in front of your computer. Be on your phone. Don't be driving and typing. Okay? Crazy. That's exactly the word I hear. Crazy. Okay? You're crazy. You're maniacal. When you think maniacal, for me, when I heard the word, when I try to break down monomaniacal, when I look at the maniacal piece of that, mania is the root of maniacal. Mania can sometimes be crazy. You can look at mania as people who suffer from mania. They sometimes have a disconnect from reality. They're crazy, right? Wild or violent, right? You're maniacal. You are. I mean, Hitler comes to mind when I think maniacal. These evil people in history come to mind when I think of the word maniacal. So in this book, the 5 a.m. Club, it talks about monomaniacal. Mono means one, right? One. Mono, singular. So when you put monomaniacal together, what would you think that means? What would you consider? So we got crazy and single. So we're monomaniacal. So my question is to you this morning, and I want you to think about this today, because this is a door opening to something bigger for you. So my question this morning was, what are you monomaniacal about? What are you so singularly crazy about? What are you so wild and violently dedicated to? What's one thing that you're wildly and violently dedicated to that you will let nothing else pull you from that thing? Coach Burt calls it prey drive. Have you ever walked up on, if you have, my guess is you survived the encounter, so I'd love to hear the story. But have you ever walked up on, a pack of wild dogs eating a deer carcass? Have you ever seen it? Watched the movie where this prey animal has attacked its prey, and then something else approaches it? What's the vision you have in your head? Does the prey animal look at the thing approaching it and go, "Hey, why don't you come on over here and share this with me? Why don't you pull you up a chair and come over here and hang out with me, and we'll share this conquest together"? Is that what you think happens? Or does the prey animal turn around and see that thing that's coming up as an additional threat? Because a prey animal, when it has its prey, when a prey animal has its victim, when a prey animal has its desire, I remember when I was in Canine and I was a police officer, we got the dogs off the air. I've told you all this story. We got the dogs off the airplane. They'd flown in from South Carolina. They'd flown in from Europe to South Carolina, from South Carolina to Nashville, Tennessee. They're in this little box, and these are fully grown German Shepherds. Okay. Fully grown German Shepherds. They're a little pissed off about being in a box a long time. And so when you walk up to get your dog and the dog trainer says, reach in there and grab him. If you've ever seen the movie Dog, when the dog, they don't have muzzles on them, you reach in there and grab them. I mean, it's a come to Jesus meeting. It is somebody's got to win that fight. And you're either going to be the prey or he's going to be the prey. But one of the first things we did with those dogs is we wanted to check their prey drive. We threw the ball to see how many times they would chase it. We would hold the ball in front of their face to see if they were completely locked in on that prey. If they were completely locked in on that ball, if that ball moved, their head moved. If that ball moved, their head moved. And they watched it the entire time. And as soon as you threw it, they took off and got it. And with such violent mania, such craziness, such violence, that was the only thing on their minds. And when you try to take it away from them, they were going to bite you. That was their prey. When you came to take that prey away from them, they became violent and defended their conquest. Does that make sense? So then my question comes back to full circle. What are you monomaniacal about? What in your personal life are you so crazy intent on accomplishing that you will bite people if they try to take that away from you? What are you so crazy focused on in your business life that if somebody tries to take that away, distract you, move you off of that path, that you turn around and bite them? That's prey drive. That's what Coach Bird has been telling you guys. It's monomania, singularly focused on accomplishing a task. What is that for you? Over the last 6 weeks, we've been talking about this 6-week action plan. I've been asking you to review your dreams and desires. I've been asking you to look introspectively, to look inside, to figure out where you're connected, where you're centered. What is it? Where's your thing? What's your purpose? What are you supposed to be doing? So I want you to think about, what of those things are you going to be monomaniacal about? Because you have those things like your kids, some of you with your marriages, some of you with friendships, some of you with business stuff, but more times than not, with the people on this call, the nine or 10 people that are watching right now live, I would say for the lion's share of you, it's your kids. That's the thing that you would mama bear up on, right? That's the thing where if something was trying to hurt your child, you would turn around and attack whatever it was that was trying to hurt your child. But do y'all agree with that? And I'm hearing the spiritual nods right here from Hartwell. But you'd go after that without a doubt. But for those of you who don't have kids, Anthony, Jolie, some of you that are single, some of you that are what are you monomaniacal about? What are you so singularly focused on that you'll bite anything that tries to take that away from you? What are you so singularly focused on that you will not allow a perceived threat to take that away from you? What if you were so singularly focused on your success in the real estate business that you allowed nothing else to distract you? That you allowed nothing else to pull you away from your purpose, from the direction of forward, from the direction of being successful in this business? What if you didn't allow anything to distract you? Because there's the problem. And that's why this book is so important. In this book, it's so important in this book for you to hear this. It's so important for you to hear this in your life, that y'all have been duped into distraction. We've all been duped into distraction. We've all been duped into believing that more is better. We've all been duped into believing that we can do 15 or 16 things at once. And I'm going to use Carrie as an example. We've been duped. I couldn't do this, but we've been duped into having cookies going, having a load of laundry going, making phone calls to prospects, to mopping the floor, to petting the dog. Speaking of dogs, there's Cooper, to doing 15 or 20 things at once. Carrie says, I always say that if you mess with my people, I will gut you with my bare hands and wear your skin. That's monomaniacal. That's monomania. She's going to defend her people, right? What if you defended your business the same way? What if you defended your dream the same way? What if you defended your vision the same way? What if you defended your purpose the same way? And decided that doing 15 or 16 things at once, instead of being singularly focused on accomplishing that task, was a much better idea. Because all of you on this call, we all have it. All the people that are going to watch this later, we all live in this era. Right now, I have 2 computers going and a phone, right? Technology is fantastic. It allows Christy and I to speak to you guys every single morning, no matter where you are. No matter where you are, we can talk to you. You can talk to us, right? We can get on a video. You can see my face. You can see what I wear. You can see what my lack of hair looks like. You can see me in all my environments, right? Technology is fantastic. The downside of that is when I'm sitting at my desk, I have 3 monitors. When I'm in Greensboro, sitting at my desk, I have 3 monitors and a laptop and a phone and a desk phone and a door for people to come in and a TV on the wall, right? So we've all been duped into believing that more is better. But as I'm moving through this new book, as I'm moving through these new habits that I'm building, the question I have for you, the question I have for me, what I'm trying to impress on you guys is, what are you so singularly focused on that you will defend it against all attackers? You will defend it against all distractions. You will defend it against all enemies. What are you so willing to stand up for that you're willing to defend that? You've been hypnotized. We've been hypnotized in believing that technology is our savior, that technology is going to help us, that technology helps us do all these things. When in fact, while technology is supposed to connect us, it's done nothing but disconnect us. So instead of going and inviting the person to lunch, you send them a text. Instead of going and writing them a handwritten card, you send them an e-card. Instead of reading the book, you listen to the book. Instead of writing down your thoughts, you put it in Evernote. You see what I'm saying? And y'all, I'm as guilty of this as anybody. There's substance, there's strength, there's victory in Jesus. Just every time I say victory, I hear that song, man. I'm telling you what, I was raised in the Southern Baptist tradition. Every time I hear the word victory, that song comes in my head. I can see everybody right now just getting it in church. There's victory. Hang on, I'm going to read you something that I saw today. Because here's what I'm starting to believe. Y'all know I believe that every one of us is built with a divine purpose. Y'all know that I believe that there's an absolute hero, there's an absolute special thing in every one of us that we were born with, that we were designed with, that it's our birthright to be that special thing, because the world around us, the world around you, needs you to be the best version of you. When you interview with Christy and I, when you first come to this company, we impress on you. We had an interview just Friday afternoon, and who said they love that song? Because you hear it with me, don't you? Hang on, who's that? Michelle, you absolutely hear it, don't you? Now it's in my head. That'll be in my head all day long today. But when you interview with us, we talk about what we believe, and we talk about what we believe as owners of this company. We talk about what Steve Morris believed when he founded Exit, and we talk about this belief that our job is to help folks become the best version of themselves. That our job and our purpose in life, we woke up one day and decided, it's not about selling real estate and making money, but it's truly about making a difference in other people's lives. And that helping people become the best version of themselves helps them become better real estate agents. And when they become better real estate agents, and they become more successful, and when they become more successful, they make more money, and they make more money, they're able to do more for other people, leave a legacy, and all those things. Truly what we believe that's our purpose. Because it's built around the premise, it's built around the belief, it's built around the foundational principle that every one of you on this call, watching it now or watching it later, that every one of you on this call and the people that you run into every single day are all built with a special spark, this special thing, this special that God put in you, that you're supposed to impact the world, that you're supposed to impact the people around you, that you're supposed to be throwing pebbles in the water and watching the ripples of your influence help other people be better. That's what you all have. That's what every one of us has. The downside is most of us were raised to believe in the story of our parents. Most of us were raised to believe, to live in the shadows of the stories of our parents, good, bad, or indifferent. Lainey Stetson is a product of good shadows, right? Aaron Dwyer is a product of some bad shadows. You all have some various level of good shadowing, bad shadowing, but the point is, you were raised in the shadow of your parents' stories. And a lot of us have to fight through those shadows. We have to fight through finding ourselves Okay. Finding who we are to separate from those stories, to separate from that influence. Does that make sense? So most of you who came to real estate kind of figured out, and or it was figured out for you, that it's hard for you to work for somebody else. It's hard for you to take instruction and or direction, or be stuck in an office, or be somewhere 9 to 5 that you don't want to be, to not have the freedom and flexibility to do what you want to do. Some of you found yourself in those positions, and real estate was the easiest thing to get into. You're not alone. That's why Christy calls real estate the island of misfit toys, because most entrepreneurs, right? Most entrepreneurs don't like working for other people. That's why they become entrepreneurs. So they can make their own schedule. They can come and go as they please. They can act how they want to act and work how they want to work. That's why they do what they do, because they don't want to work for anybody else. Real estate is an easy entry point into entrepreneurship. It's an easy entry point into owning your own business. You don't have to buy your own building. You don't have to buy your own materials. You don't have to put a lot of money down. You don't have to do a lot of stuff, right, to get into the real estate business. You go take a test, you spend about $1,000, and here you are. And then Christy and I pay for the lights. We pay for all the stuff for you. You just kind of come in and do your thing. And then the bigger you get, the more you find your way, the more you find your footing. You start to put money here and start to do a video there, and start to be in a magazine ad there. You call these kind of people, and you kind of figure out your niche as you move forward. But at the end of the day, you own your business inside a business, right? But you bring into this business all your old habits. All the reasons you didn't like working for somebody else, you bring those here. All the reasons you don't like taking instruction from other people, you bring those here. All that thing that you thought was going to be so easy, you bring that here. And then you look up, because you have no direction, because you've not created yourself a roadmap or a destination. You wake up every single day with freedom and flexibility. And what you find is you're scrolling through TikTok. You may or may not make your phone calls. You don't have enough monomania in you to go after that prey, to go after that thing with unrestricted vigor. That's an awful description, but that's the best word I could find right there. Y'all saw me looking for the words. I couldn't find them. There's not something in your life. There's not something that you're going after where you'll bite everything around it that tries to take that away from you, or tries to get you off your path, or tries to remove you from going after that prey. So right now, if you're able to do this, if you're sitting in front of your computer, don't do it driving down the road. Violet, if you're watching, Martin boys, if y'all are watching, parents, y'all, write down right now one thing in business, one thing in your personal life, one thing in and then when I say your personal life, how you are to other people. So how people see you, and then I want you to write down one thing, how you see yourself. Could be, I need to work harder on my fitness. I need to have a closer relationship with God. I need to, something like that. So something business, something personal, and something soulful. Let's call it that way. That's my best description. Write down one thing in each category that you are so absolutely maniacal about. You're so wild and violently dedicated to, that you'll defend it against all threats. Write that down. Write on a piece of paper. One personal, one business, one soulful. You don't have to share them. Those things are for you. But wherever you write your goals, wherever you write your dreams, I want you to write monomaniacal, personal, whatever it is, business, whatever it is, soulful, whatever it is. Hey, good morning to Anna Davis. Okay. Monomaniacal. What are you so crazy focused on that you'll get up every single day, turn on the lights, and start freaking chasing it? Start getting after it, and you'll defend it against all threats. Monomaniacal. Where I'm at in this book, I'm past halfway. There's something I want to read to y'all. It's on page 161 of this book, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think this is so super cool. I'm gonna try to type this up. I will type this up. I'm not gonna try to do it. I will type this up and I'm gonna put it on our Facebook page because I think it's that important for not only for y'all to hear this, but also to read it. Okay. Because some of you are going through this, some of you have been through this, some of you go through this on a daily basis. About you get off this phone call, you drop the kids off, and you're feeling really, really good. But by the time you get to Madison Nutrition to get your drink, you're like, yeah, that's okay. It's just a Monday. Or by the time your waffles pop up out of the toaster, the kids have already started screaming. Your husband's already asking you to do something. You got 15 things you got to go get done. And so because you have all this pressure, you just kind of stop and get on TikTok. You're like, yeah, it's Monday. Or you start moving towards something distracts you, you end up over here, and then an hour and a half later, you look back and you go, well, heck, how'd this happen? Where'd my day go? Yeah, it's Monday. I want us to get out of the, it ain't a big deal kind of mode. I want us to get out of thinking that it's okay to blow off it's okay to slough off. It's okay to be distracted from. It's okay to let the other tiger come in and take the prey that we've worked so hard to get. Y'all have worked, every 13 of you on this call right now that are watching this. Some of you are all, I guess everybody are real. Let me check, see where everybody is. Let me see here. So you're all real estate agents. Most of you have worked your tail off to get your real estate license. Jolie did it when she was 19. Anthony's less than 25, I think. Y'all have all worked your tails off to get your real estate license. You've all had those moments of self-doubt after getting your real estate license and that thought comes through your head is this for me? Should I go back to teaching school? Should I go back to being a dentist, dental assistant? Should I go back to doing this, that, or the other thing? Because you get to this point where you're like, maybe this isn't for me. We've all had those moments. You've all had those moments. We've all had those. It's happened to me. I promise you it happened to me. Where you have somebody else in your life that says to you, why don't you do something else? Okay, 27. I missed it by a couple. Anthony said he's 27. So Anthony's 27. You've all had those moments in your life, in various areas of your life, where you thought it was going to look different than it looks right now. You thought it was going to be different than it is right now. You thought you'd have more money. You thought you'd be able to go more vacations. You thought you'd have a better relationship with that person. You thought this would look better. We've all had those moments when our ego pops up and says, hey, Aaron, it's not supposed to look like this. Hey, Aaron, why don't you go do something else? Because I don't think this is for you. Hey, Aaron, you just shot 95. Why don't you quit golf and pick up checkers? Maybe you should fish. You walk out of a listing appointment that people say, man, there's no way I list my house with you. And you sit in your car with tears in your eyes thinking, oh my God, I suck at this. Maybe I should go get a job. Or the buyer on the phone tells you, I don't want to work with you. I'm working with somebody else. I don't want to write the contract with you. I'm going to write that contract with somebody else. And so you get all upset, feel sorry for yourself and think, oh my God, I suck at this. Maybe I should go do something else in my life. We've all had those moments. We've all had those challenges. Every champion, every Mozart, every Muhammad Ali, every Tiger Woods, every Henry David Thoreau, every Picasso, every Michelangelo, every single person on this planet who did something magnificent was just as normal, was just as ordinary, and just the same as you. They just decided at some point in their life they were going to be so undeniably focused They were going to be so monomaniacal about one particular thing that they went after it with everything they had. In spite of what was said to them, in spite of the people that made fun of them, in spite of the people that mocked them, in spite of the people that tried to kill them, in spite of the people that tried to destroy them, in spite of the rumors and words and things that are said about them outside in the world, that in spite of that, they stayed so unbelievably focused on the prize that was just noise. They didn't let it take them off their path. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sitting here on August the 8th, 2022. And we've had some conversations. Christine and I just straight up have had some conversations with people over the last week or so that have really challenged us personally. I'm going to be honest with you. That have really brought some things to light that challenged us personally and challenge us personally. Because our egos, and I'm speaking for me personally, and Christy's not here to speak for herself, so I'll speak for me. Our egos don't like to be unliked. Our egos don't like to not be put on pedestals. Our egos don't like to take a punch in the face. But our spirits, our soul doesn't care what other people say. Our soul and our spirits don't care what the rumors are. Our soul and our spirits don't get sidetracked because somebody else's pain and somebody else's murmurings and somebody else's voice is out there. Our spirits and our souls don't get distracted. They don't. Matter of fact, it makes me dig in. Matter of fact, it makes me keep going. And what happens is we start attracting a different kind of person to our company. We start attracting a different kind of agent to our company. We start attracting those kind of people who are so monomaniacally focused on what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, that all we have to do is give them some structure, give them some boundaries, and point them in the direction, and they'll get after it. Those are the kind of people we're getting at. Those are the kind of people we're attracting. And what's going to start happening, and I'm just speaking this right now, and I'm telling y'all right now, it's August the 8th, 2022. What is going to start happening at Exit Realty Lake Country is the lights that are all out here kind of separated are becoming more focused. And that laser, as those lights come in to combine together, that laser that's going to be created is the kind of laser that cuts through stuff. Our company is becoming so focused and so directed and so powerful by people who aren't monomaniacally focused, people who aren't focused on their business, but are instead focused on other people, people who are focused on what everybody else is doing instead of what they are or they're not doing. Those kinds of agents are going to go away. Those agents who aren't focused on their direction, but are focused on what everybody else is or isn't doing, those kinds of agents will find homes someplace else. Because there are lots of other real estate companies that'll have them. There are. But at Exit Realty Lake Country, we're building something that is absolutely magnificent. A machine. The machine. That's what we're building here. And sometimes when you go through this, there's going to be pain. There's going to be hurt. There's going to be disappointment. There are going to be some things that are going to happen. They're going to make us feel bad. Y'all, that's the path to greatness. I wrote a quote down from Muhammad Ali this morning. And the quote said, Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers ever, the hardest sport ever. Imagine you make your living by fighting. You make your living punching and getting punched in the face. That's how you make your living. And this guy was the best of the best in an era where he was abused, in an era where he was held down because of the color of his skin, in an era where he wasn't given opportunity because the religion that he chose, in an era where everything was stacked against him. He had no reason to be a champion, but every reason to quit and make excuses. Think about this. He grew up in racial tension. He grew up being black in an era where being black prevented you from going certain places and doing certain things. That's what he grew up in. He didn't grow up in fantastic situations. He didn't grow up with a silver platter and a silver spoon and somebody said, "You know what, sir, you're different. Why don't you go do this? You're exceptionally gifted." That's not how Muhammad Ali grew up. He grew up fighting his ass off. Sorry, Violet. He grew up fighting his tail off the entire time just to get a shot. And then when he got a shot, he decided, I'm going to be the best there ever was. And then when he believed I'm the best there ever is, the best there ever was, and you can't beat me, that's when he became a champion. That's when he became a champion. Let me read you this quote. I can't get it on my phone because my phone's my camera, but let me find you this quote. If I can find it. Damn. Here, I'll find it right here. I'm going to find it right here. Y'all hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Play the music. Cue the music, sir. Cue the thinking music. I'm going to find it right here. All the updates. Come on. Here's what Muhammad Ali said, a champion. Greatest heavyweight boxer that ever boxed, that ever fought on the history of this planet. I'd put Muhammad Ali up against Mike Tyson. I'd put Muhammad Ali up against anybody. Greatest boxing champion ever. Here's his quote. I hated every minute of training. I hated every minute of training. But I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as the champion. What are you willing to suffer for? What are you willing to dedicate yourself to? What are you willing to do? What are you going to do? Can you make the end of 2022 better than all of 2021? Yes, you can. You absolutely can. One more quote, because I think this goes into this. And this goes into what I was saying. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Think about this. I want you to listen. Stop what you're doing. If you're driving, turn the radio down. If you're curling your hair, if you're cooking breakfast, I want you to stop. Be still and listen to this. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Albert Einstein. That's his quote. I love that. Great spirits, this thing that you have in here, this thing that's got to come out, this thing to make a difference, this thing that's going to bubble out of you, this thing that comes out of you to drop those pebbles in the water, to influence the world around you. That's your spirit. That's your soul. That's the thing that God gave you when he birthed you on this planet. When he gave you to the parents that you had, when he put you in the schools. You ever thought about why you were born in Georgia and not in Thailand? You ever thought why you were born in Northeast Georgia and not in Atlanta? You ever thought why you were born in Georgia and not in Texas? You ever considered where you were born, why you were born there? You think it was just happenstance? You think it was all a mistake and it was just like, yeah, let's just see what happens over there? No. You got something to give. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. You ever encountered opposition? Anybody ever come against you? Anybody ever talk bad about you in the marketplace? Anybody ever talked about you behind your back? Ever encountered any of that? Y'all, that's why I don't care. I've been trained up with with my personal situation and my personal story, I have been built to shut out the distracting noises. You don't think as a police officer walking up and down the street for 13 years that everybody just says, "Oh, it's a police officer. Let's welcome him in our house." "Oh, wow, you're here to take my son to jail. Why don't you come in here and sit at the table with us? Let's talk about this a second." You think that's how that goes? You think it's how it goes when you pull somebody over when they're late to an appointment because they're doing 80 and a 55 and they're late to an appointment, you pull them over, you stop them because you're doing your job? You think they go, "Oh, officer, I am so happy you pulled me over to remind me of how I'm violating the law." That is not how that happens, y'all. I've been called more names. I have been violently attacked. I've had things thrown at me, things done to me that normal human beings shouldn't have done to them. Some of you have been in situations and you've experienced things that human beings shouldn't have to experience and shouldn't have to go through and shouldn't have to do. But I promise you, I've been built for this. I've been built to let these distractions go. I've been built to just let that be noise and trust what I got inside of me. That's how I've been built. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Albert Einstein. We've been on this call 47 minutes. I'm going to try to, I'm kind of at the moment now that I want to be done, but I've got one more quote that I want to read you. This is super, super good. This is the thing I was telling you about earlier, that I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to write it. I'm going to put it on the Facebook page, on the agent page, so you guys can see this and read this later. Before I do, anybody have any comments about this? Anybody want to share anything? What you're dedicated to? What you're going to do? Anybody have a comment or anything like that this morning? And that they want to share? Anyone? Beulah? Anyone? Yes, I have my reading glasses on. 30 seconds. 45 seconds if you're a slow typer like me. Anybody have a comment? Anybody have something they're going to go after? Anybody have something they want to share with the group this morning? Or on YouTube with the world? Distraction's real. I'm telling you. Distraction is real. Teal, that's good right there. Distraction is real. Are you about to be a real distraction, or are you about to get really focused on your goals? Because distraction is real. But we've been numb to it. How many of you are numb to distractions? How many of you are numb to being in the middle of something and picking up your phone and looking at Facebook? That didn't even bother you anymore. Thanks, Gary. Atta girl. I love it, Teal. I love it. How many of you are numb to distractions? You're numb to being on something and letting something else pull you off of that and don't think anything about it. You're just like, not a big deal. Okay, here we go. You ready? Anybody? I love that Teal, by the way. Everybody ready? Here we go. Listen, here we go. The hero does not become great during periods of comfort. The illustrious and noble souls of our world become strong, brave, and moral while standing resolutely in the storms of adversity, difficulty, and doubt. It is in the moment that you face your deepest weakness that you receive the chance to forge your greatest strengths. Real power, then, comes not from a life of ease, but one of intense effort, devoted discipline, and demanding action in the direction of what your supreme self knows to be right. To continue at a time when you ache to stop, to advance when you long to quit, to persist in the instant when you feel like giving up, is to claim your membership among the great warriors and honorable characters who led humanity to a better place through their earned invincibility. I got chills, man. That right there is some powerful crap. I mean, that's bringing tears to my eyes. Heroes are not born when everything's okay. Warriors are not birthed when it's easy. Champions don't rise out of comfort. It's got to be hard. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be difficult. People are going to talk. Things are not going to go your way. The dog is going to die. Your tire is going to be flat. Ish is going to happen. That's the way it works. Are you going to quit? Are you going to let the other tiger come steal what is yours? Are you going to let distractions come steal what is yours? Or can you? Will you? Are you dedicated to being so freaking crazy, so singularly focused and crazy that nothing will take you off your path? Nothing will take you away from your dream. Nothing will take your desire, pull you off your path. I'm going to write that down and I'm going to put that on the Facebook page later because I want y'all to read that again because it is so. Carrie, you got the book. If y'all, those of you who have this book, the 5 a.m. Club, it's on page 161, bottom of page 161. Go read that. Put those words in your head. The hero does not become great during periods of comfort. Think about the great things in this America. This country was built on adversity. They had to fight. They had to struggle. They died to build something fantastic. What are you willing to do? What are you so crazy focused on that you're willing to fight to keep it? What are you so crazy focused on that you're willing to fight to accomplish it? I love you guys. I really, really do. We are on the cusp of doing something amazing in this company. We have got the right people in the right place at the right time. The people who are wrong, the people who aren't supposed to be here, they're finding their ways to the door. They're making their way out. Don't stress it. Okay. And I'm saying that to Aaron. I'm looking at Aaron right now in this camera, saying, don't stress it. It's all going to be okay. It's all part of the process. Keep focused. Stay focused. Keep digging. Stay focused. Keep focused. Keep digging. You're 3 feet away. Jolie, you're 3 feet away. Keep digging. Keep fighting. Vanessa, keep digging, keep fighting, plug in. You guys, plug into what we're doing. Plug into what Christy and I are doing. When there's an event, be there. When we're getting together as a group, be there. When there's something that's offered with Coach Burt, be there. All these things are orchestrated to bring us closer together. All of these things are orchestrated to not just have an event, but to help you find what it is you are. That's Exit Realty Lake Country. Love you guys. Be good. Be great. Be you. And I'll see you from Tennessee tomorrow morning. Bye, y'all.